Ukraine strikes ammo to stop in Kherson region in mission to drive back Russian powers. Russia maintains eastern shelling amid reports of Ukraine strike in Luhansk. Welcome to WD News. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you could receive all the latest breaking news around the world. All Russian powers are zeroing in on a few modest communities on their way to deal with the bigger urban areas of Slovyansk and Kramatorsk in Donetsk Province as they proceed with their drive to catch Ukraine's Donbas heartland in the east of the country, a British knowledge report states. The comments come in the midst of unsubstantiated reports on July 13 that Ukrainian powers have struck back in adjoining Luhansk Province, which was recently caught by Russian soldiers, perhaps utilizing rocket frameworks recently given by the United States. Russian powers have turned their concentration to catching all of the Donbas locale, comprised of the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, after they neglected to take the capital, Kyiv, in the beginning of the conflict. Ukrainian authorities report huge Russian shelling on urban communities and towns all through the locale. Russia maintains eastern shelling amid reports of Ukraine strike in Luhansk. In the eastern town of Kyiv, the top of the Donetsk provincial military organization said the quantity of individuals killed in an airstrike over the course of the end of the week on a loft block had ascended to 45. Ukrainian authorities referred to the shelling as an atrocity and part of Russian powers' steady assault on non-military personnel regions. Moscow denies it has designated regular people, regardless of video proof and the boundless obliteration of Ukrainian urban areas since the February 24 attack of the country. Ukraine has said that Russian powers are involving the shelling as a groundwork for another ground hostile in Donetsk Province, especially in the Bakhmut and Siversky regions and around Slovyansk and Kramatorsk. The British Defense Ministry in its day-to-day knowledge preparation said the Kremlin's soldiers were approaching the towns of Siversky and Dolina, with the metropolitan areas of Slovyansk and Kramatorsk the vital goals for this period of activity. English knowledge likewise said enemy of Russian opinion in the involved pieces of the Ukraine has prompted Russian and supportive of Russian authorities being focused on, noticing that the Russian designated organization NVLI Berluk recognized one of its city hall leaders was killed on July 11 in a vehicle besieging. Kyiv sent off ordnance barrages that obliterated a Russian arms stop in Ukraine's southern Kherson locale, Ukrainian military authorities said. Authorities said that Ukraine completed exceptional activity to free military prisoners in the locale, which is under Russian control. The strikes obliterated mounted guns, defensively covered vehicles and a distribution center with ammo in the town of Novokakhovka, the authorities said. Russian-moved experts in the involved Kherson district blamed Ukrainian powers for harming regular citizen foundation and killing somewhere around 7 individuals. Distribution centers were hit, as were shops, a drugstore, gas stations and, surprisingly, a congregation. The top of Moscow's regular citizen military organization in the Kherson locale, Vladimir Leontiev, said on Telegram. The agent top of the Russian-moved organization in Kherson, Ekaterina Gubaryeva, said Kyiv had utilized US-provided long-range, accuracy gunnery frameworks in the strikes on Novokakhovka. The occupiers have proactively felt very well what present-day ordnance is and they won't have a protected back any place on our property, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in his night address, alluding to weighty weaponry provided by the West. This comes a day after Ukrainian powers hit what they said was an ammo station in the southern town of Novokakhovka, around 55 kilometers east of the key Black Sea port city of Kherson. Russian authorities said non-military personnel destinations were hit in the assault. The cases couldn't be autonomously checked. The Ukrainian government has not remarked on whether the recently obtained HIMARS were utilized in any assault.